Daybreak the next morning after I broke up Blackwater Saloon looking for answers to what happened to Maggie. I had Butcher on the back of my horse, and his men right behind me. When the war broke out, industrialists like Amos Lansing stayed behind and hired their own private militias, paid off sheriffs, revenue agents, local thugs like Butcher and his men. They targeted the wives, widows, and families of the men who were at war, offering them pennies on the dollar for their businesses and properties. It looked like somebody was making a play for Maggie's moonshine business, and the name at the top of the list was Amos Lansing. I had a theory, but I needed answers, so I figured taking some company for Butcher wasn't such a bad idea. I got to the farmhouse just after dark. I'd spent the whole ride putting the pieces together in my head as best I could. So far we had Teddy Brown, Amos Lansing, Butcher, and Maggie. What does a rogue general, a land baron, a hitman, and a little old lady selling moonshine out of her house have in common? As I stepped down from the saddle, a light bulb went off. A rogue general and a land baron. What better way to take property and businesses than to bet on your friend who's a general with an army? Meanwhile, while everybody's away fighting your friend's army, you hire Butcher and local thugs to take control of the towns and businesses while there's nobody around to stop them. Butcher wasn't much help, but my new friend was. Soon as I pulled him off the horse, he started talking. He told me that Maggie and Lem were alive, that they had tried to kill Maggie, but somehow she'd survived and disappeared. They'd caught up with Lem, and he was in a prison transport on its way to Blackwater. If Lem made it to Blackwater with Amos Lansing's connections, there was no way he would survive more than a day in that prison. The bigger picture didn't matter right now. What mattered was that both of my friends were still alive. For how long depended on me. Since they couldn't find Maggie, they were going to use Lem to draw her out. They were going to hit his prison transport before he ever made it to Blackwater. Kill Lem, Maggie goes crazy, comes looking for retribution. Kill Maggie, get the land.
What the hell? Oh! Oh!
Thanks to these two, I knew where the prison transport was going to be and when it was going to be there. I was going to use their plan to kill Lem, to spring him. I was under the assumption that everybody was in on it. Either it was legitimate prison guards that had been paid off, or it was thugs hired by Amos Lansing and Butcher to kill Lem or hold him there long enough so that somebody else could. The papers he had on him only talked about this convoy and this transport. As far as I knew, there could be anybody in the area, so I was going to try to keep it as quiet as I could for as long as I could. I killed the guard up top, moved into position, and took a look at the camp. Bingo. I spotted Lem's prison transport and started to make my way closer. This was going to take crackerjack timing.
The transfer document yet? On the table over there. Oh, I can get you. It's holy. I'll give you a year's pay. How about that?
Yeah, we know about your money. That's why you're going to jail. Now keep your mouth shut, Reardon. I need some goddamn people. All right. Keep your hair.
So far, so good. I counted 10 when I was on the hill. 2 down, 8 to go. The old man still got it. I crept closer, hoping my luck would hold.
Darn!
To tell you the truth, it lasted a lot longer than I thought it would.
Are you crazy? Keep him away. Let's take him out.
Throwing around nitroglycerin's never easy. You gotta be careful to blow them up and not your friends. I learned an old trick with moonshine and herbs, a bunch of spices. It creates a gas, it's poisonous. You breathe it in, it's almost like asphyxiating yourself. So I threw a bunch of that down and mixed with the flames, and everything was chaos, and I snuck in closer. I hadn't seen Lem in almost 10 years. When I shot the lock off, he probably thought I was there to kill him. I didn't know how much Lem knew. I filled him in. I told him that Maggie was alive. I didn't know where she was, but I heard that she was safe.
Oh, Maggie! She is alive! Oh, thank God! Am I glad to see you?
I was hoping Lem could fill me in on all the pieces I was missing on why so many powerful people would want to kill a little old lady who runs moonshine.
Well, this sure wasn't how I thought today was gonna turn out. I don't believe it. I mean, part of me always held some hope, and there'd been rumors. But that's why they decided to move me to Sisika. Figured if she was alive, it might be the one thing to draw her in. Guess they were right. Problem is, they always did underestimate Aunt Maggie. She controlled the moonshine business in Lemoyne for years. Till the government sent in that bastard Reed Hickson.
Damn lunatic!
Ruthless feller I ever crossed paths with. He doesn't drink, doesn't smoke, doesn't curse, but he is pure evil. The other revenuers we could handle, but once Hickson was after us, we just couldn't get off the back foot. Kept moving from place to place, but it was only a matter of time before he caught up with us at one of the cookhouses. Still makes me shiver just remembering it. They trussed her up, blew up the still, and threw her inside there to fry. I couldn't do nothing but watch as they held me back. The flames just kept getting higher. Whole place started caving in. I swear, it's the only time I ever seen Hickson smile. Burning a woman alive. Probably got a medal for it, too. Away, Danny Lee, hiding in the trees, just looking on. In jail, I heard they tried for months to hunt him down, but he must have found some protection. Always did have a knack of slithering his way into holes, that snake. Maggie!
You're late.
Hey, Maggie, I can't believe it.
Oh, I don't die so easy.
I didn't know if you were...
I know. But we're here now. And I am gonna make it right. All of it.
Le mon ami! Are you okay?
Marcel,
Oui, c'est moi.
what are you doing here?
Oh, how charming.
Lots changed, Lem.
Can I get you some soup or perhaps something stronger, huh?
Marcel, put him in my room for now.
But of course. Come on, then.
I miss this old place.
Get some sleep. We got a lot of catching up to do. Thank you for this.